Good morning this morning, or afternoon, or evening. Welcome to my craft room. I'm Donna. As you can see, my main co-host, Cisco, is up and saying hello. Uh, yeah, I've got several whips, one of which shall be a bingo square. We got a new bingo card out. This is going to be my Amigurumi. It's orange. I've got ears and the snout done. I still got to do the body, arms, and legs. And my other whips are Nan's Next Knots. I've got two going on. She just put out the 7th, no, the 11th. So I'm doing this one with black. I've already showed you the blanket I finished. It was just 10 rows. And then I decided, since I'm wanting to do more of it, it's a good watching TV or movies type project. So I decided to go back to her very first one. And I've got quite a bit done on it. This is with gray, just like my first one. I'm really happy with the way these greens are coming out. This is the first 1, 2, 3, 4 from her very first Luck of the Draw. I think that's all I've got going. If I've got something else, oh yes, there is something else I have going. Where is that? I don't see it. No, it's sitting right here in plain sight. It was just under something. I made a video showing how I'm constructing this, but I've got the beginnings of a gnome home going on. I have this every 10 or 12. I've got it evenly spaced. I think there's 12 in between them. That's because I plan on making let me show you. I plan on making this part going this way and then wrapping it around and sewing it to this part. So I've got them spaced every so often so I can keep track of how I'm sewing it on. I'm happy with my progress on this so far, but I haven't been working on it a whole lot because I've had other things going on. Just a second, I got a hair. Oh, I've only got 2 finished objects. The first of which is a market bag. I may have shown this already. I don't remember. I made this market bag. This is for last month. I was holding 2, I thought they were 2 sport weights, but one of them was actually a fingering weight. The blue was a fingering weight. The speckled white one was the sport. And then up here I had to change to a different baby yarn. You can see where it's got some color in it. There's some pinks and some yellows. This pattern is by Winding Road Crochet. I'm really enjoying her. And then my daughter saw that and she wanted one. And I picked up the yarn that on my the yarn I had out of my sport weight, and she picked orange. And then, since this is actually what the bag will look like, it's got one yarn color down here on the bottom, and it's a flat bottom bag. I've got not orange, purple and black held together, because purple and black are good Halloween colors, and orange is a Halloween color. and then this orange, and then you got a strip of your contrasting color right there. Now this is a few rows short. This handle's a few rows short because one of these skeins was partially used and I didn't know it, so I ran a little short. But for the last bit, I just held double out of the one ball. My daughter will be happy I showed this so that she can come pick it up. And this right here will be for one of her sons. It's something he asked me years ago to make him a stuffed animal, and I never did get around to it. So I told him I've been into Amigurumis here lately, so I can go ahead and make the one you wanted. So he told me what he wanted. And then I asked about something else, but I looked that pattern up and oh my goodness, it's got like 100 pieces you got to sew together. So I thought, no, not that one. You'll get the first one you asked for. So that's what that is. So yeah, this cart here has been taken over by Nan's Next Knots on my greens. Yeah, the market bag. That's that market bag is, and then my free space are the only. This is a nice new shiny card. There are some really good stuff on this card that I was planning on making anyway, like the Amigurumi. That's a square. I showed last month that shawl. It's a rivet shawl. Excuse me, it's made with scrap yarn, and it says create something with scrap yarn, so I'll get to work on that. My Jade on Stitches. I think she'll come out with her new row this Friday, so that'll be fun. Blanketed Progress. I've started the GG number ones blanket. I'm showing those squares on my 3D for you and me make along. And there was someone who asked if that book, if the squares had to be out of the book, and yes, that's what the along is about, is for that book. But I was thinking about having maybe a year-long granny square along that would fit with my GG number one blanket. I need to make more squares for that. Plus, there's a lot of other granny squares that I'd like to make, like Terry at Yarn Joy podcast just put out how to make a two-tone granny square, and I'd really like to do that. And yeah, granny squares you can use for so many different things. So I'm thinking about having another long. If you'd want to participate in that, let me know, and we'll do that. I love granny squares. That's one of my favorite things to make. Buy yarn and either cast on or chain a project within the same week. Now, Robin thought about that, and she doesn't want you to have to go and purchase yarn. So I suggested, how about just make something out of the last yarn you acquired. And I've got a plan for that. I showed the yarn to the same daughter that the bag is for, and she would like a poncho. I asked her she'd make if she'd want a poncho and if she'd wear it. She said yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. Some of the last yarn that I showed you, the purple stripes. So I'm gonna make something of that. And then another one here is create something you were inspired by a TV show or movie. Well, my review will be out tomorrow, and there's something in that movie that I wanted to make an amigurumi for. So I'm just going to leave it right there, see if you can guess what I want to make when you see what movie I reviewed. And by the way, that's not the only H movie I watched over on Peacock. It's a free streaming service. You can pay, but you can get some movies free. They've got all 3 of the Hobbit movies. And I just watched those while I was working on this blanket right here. So I really enjoyed that. Yep. There's several other things that in here that interest me, and there's a couple of things that I probably won't, like make something for the beach or swimming pool. I don't go to or have any one, although my the youngest of the Whoop pack, I could make her a cover up, but I don't really have enough cotton of one color to do that. That's something I'm going to have to think on. That's a possibility. Yeah, there's several on here that I probably won't do, but I don't need a blackout. If I can get a bingo or two, I'm happy. And I don't usually make things specifically, although the bingo card does inspire some ideas sometimes, and sometimes what I want to do fits in with it. Now, if you don't have Facebook and you still want to play yarn bingo, let me or Robin Kirkpatrick know, and we'll shoot you off an email with the card in it. At least I will, because I don't think you should have to have Facebook, because when Mama Kayla is who originated yarn bingo, and she had the card like in a Dropbox or something to where you could access it without having to be on Facebook, but she did have a Facebook group for it. So I think it would be fair if you don't have Facebook. Like there's one friend in particular that does not have Facebook, and I just sent her a card, and as long as she wants cards, I'll continue sending them to her, because it's so much fun. It really is. Oh yeah, I have to show you this. It's not yarn related, but isn't that the cutest thing? I was thinking about, when I finish this, putting him right there in the grassy spot. It'd be so cute. It'd be his home. He's got a little bunny. I love bunnies. That's why I got him, because he had a bunny. Yeah. Now, it's getting toward the end of my video, and I always end by encouraging you to treat each other with kindness and to love one another. And I have to put out, I guess it might be considered a warning, or encouraging you not to do something, or at least to be careful when you're making social media posts, because there's one lady who put out a lot of very encouraging posts on a social media account. It was all about God and about love, and I really enjoyed those. But here lately, she is expressing anger at a certain, let's call it a thing, or person. But she put a post that generalized a whole group as if they are exactly the same as the person she's angry with. And I don't care. I don't do political posts for this reason, because people feel so strongly, and they tend to discount the other party's point of view, and to generalize a whole party as being bad is wrong. So be careful when you're posting on social media of generalizing a whole group and being hateful about it. It's just wrong. It's hurtful, and it's wrong. So be very, very careful that when you're targeting a certain person, not to throw an arrow or an insult at a large group, because you never know who you're going to hit or who you're going to hurt. It's hard to believe somebody that professes to be a Christian and a loving person would purposely hurt people they don't even know. So be careful about what you post. This post bothered me so much that I had to unfollow the person, because I'm not going to tolerate hate speech on any of my social media feeds. I'm not going to attack the person. I'm not going to name any names, because I believe you should love one another. I'm angry with the post. I'm angry with what the post said. I feel bad and sad for the person. I don't hate her. I just feel sorry for her. That much hate is harder on you than the person you're hating on. Yeah, that's why I left I never can say that. Ravelry. It's that huge site. There's a bunch of Christians left because we were being generalized and sometimes hated on and picked on, and I wasn't going, even if it had been, different. If it had been another group, I still would have left, because I don't believe in singling any group out or being hateful toward any people. I hate things, I hate situations, but I don't hate people. Even people that are in the wrong, I don't hate them. I don't. I could be mad at their actions, but not at them. Because you never know what somebody's going through that could make them act one way or another. Just like the person who made that post. I don't know what she's gone through. I don't know what turned her to making those hateful posts. It makes me sad. So be careful what you post on social media. And as I always say, treat each other with kindness and love one another, because you never know what somebody else is going through. Till next time, you guys take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.